Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree, and today I'm gonna be scaring the actual crap out of myself. I don't even know. Don't get me wrong, I love scary movies and like scary stuff in general, but like watching scary YouTube videos is like a whole different like realm of scary. Like these things are like so scary. But I'm gonna watch one. It's this channel called Corpse Husband, and basically they post like scary stories, whole bunch of different shit. It's like scary as fuck. And this one in particular is about the deep web. So it's 2 deep web scary stories, and like my heart's already beating fast. I'm like I was reading the comments and they're very like scary. So yeah, I don't know if you know anything about the deep web, but basically it's like the internet has like layers, and the deep web is like where all the scary shit people sell like shit on the black market. I don't know, it's just very scary place. And yeah, I'm already scared. So I can't freaking talk. But yeah, let's watch this video. Fuck. Oh gosh.
Remember when deep web stories were the fad? Every week you'd find a new tale of someone going too far on the deep web, finding something terrible, and ending up getting attacked.
His voice doesn't help at all. Like, what?
This story's a bit similar. The difference is, I still love the deep web. Let me explain. I was a senior in high school at the time, and I was definitely no popular kid. My friends were the oddities of the school, the few people who dared to defy the norm.
Oh my god.
It was them who told me about the deep web. A place on the internet where you are completely unwatched, anonymous, capable of doing whatever you want.
What?
Of course I was intrigued. Most of my friends just used it to buy drugs, but
oh my gosh, I thought that said dogs.
I wanted to know what happened in the darkest parts of the deep web.
Why? Why would you want that?
My friends were telling the truth when they talked about horrible fetish sites and assassins you can hire to kill anyone you like. Of course, I wasn't planning on using any of it. I've never been particularly interested in sex, so fetish sites don't interest me. And there's really nobody I'd like to kill.
Yeah,
it was really the mystery of it all that fascinated me. Going to these sites would be like peering into a side of the world only a few have ever seen. Like a whole new experience. At the time, I was tired of the monotony of life. I'd get up at the same time every day, go to school, attend the same classes, talk to the same people, go home, play some games, do homework, and go to sleep. And then it'd repeat. I wondered if other people got tired of that. Anyway, it took me a while to actually dive into the deep web. As fascinated as I was, I'd been warned of what could happen to me. I read the stories I talked about, too. Who isn't afraid of being threatened by hackers or stalked by some creep you piss off online? That kind of shit kept me from actually going on the deep web. Until the day I manned up and decided it was time to break the monotony. It was time to delve into the underbelly of the internet. Time to see a world I had only dreamed of. For the first week or so, it was fucking boring. It was just drug sites and stuff where people exposed to government secrets or whatever. Nothing as dark as I expected. I don't even do drugs, so that was useless to me. And I wasn't into politics.
So what were you looking for?
There wasn't really much I was into back then. So I was disappointed. The only reason I kept exploring was my sheer desire to experience the world I thought existed on the deep web. That world was darker than any drug site. That world had murder, torture, fucked up porn for fucked up people, and all sorts of nasty shit.
Is that what you were looking for?
I eventually got my wish. Just when my apathy towards the deep web got to its highest point, I found what I was looking for. The site didn't have a name, and I thought it was a broken link for a bit since it only led me to a black screen. Right before I could click out, however, a chat box opened on the screen. Someone using the name admin typed in the chat box
No. Like, miss me with that bullshit. Not today, Satan. There's no way. No way. No way in the world I would talk to that person. Fuck that. I would break my computer. I would throw that bitch out the window and go to sleep. Hell no. No, like I'm so scared. This kid's crazy.
You found the worst place on the fucking net. I stared at the screen, more bemused than afraid. It took me a moment to type back. Cool.
Nope.
That's all I said. I mean, what else was there to say? I'm here to see your finest torture porn?
I don't know. You the one that looked for it.
The admin
what?
replied. You want in? I hesitated. All those horror stories flooding back into my head, but it was too late to chicken out.
No, it's never too late.
This is what I came here for. Even
My
if I was
computer
just going
would
to
have
click
been out that
at the first
window.
sign of danger, I had to see what was there.
Oh my
I had to
gosh.
break the fucking monotony. I had to know. I hastily typed back, not allowing myself to stop. Yeah, I said.
He's
The
stupid.
chat box closed, and I was led directly to what looked like a video, with another chat box next to it. There were around 5 other people there, each eagerly waiting for something. The video was in black and white and showed a small room. The only thing inside was a wooden chair until, after around 5 minutes of
He
waiting,
watched it for 5
the
minutes.
door to the room opened. A man was shoved inside, blindfolded and naked, all except for a pair of black briefs. He was followed by a woman, this one dressed in all black and her face covered by a mask.
So is she like a
In an
dominatrix?
instant, the chat room went wild. I almost closed the window to spare myself, knowing immediately where this was going, but again, I told myself
kid
that
got
this was what I
serious
wanted.
problems.
Maybe not the torture, but the window into the very worst parts of the world. The woman pulled a knife from her pocket and cut off the man's blindfold as she
Okay.
shoved him into the chair. He didn't struggle for a moment, and once his eyes were visible, I could see why. It looked like he'd been drugged. Resisting was impossible. I frowned, glancing to the side. This was fucked up. I knew this was fucked up. My conscience told me to call the cops or at least click out, but I forced myself to watch.
No, my
She
computer
turned
would
the
have been out.
camera, pointing the knife at the man's throat. One of the people in the chat typed, "One of the fingers cut off one of his
Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa. What? See, I'm about to throw my computer out the window now, and I'm not even, like, actually watching this video. Like, what? Cut off one of his fingers? Like, what? This is something people do on a regular basis? Like, oh, just got home from work, long day at work, gonna boop, 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 boop. Watch somebody get their, like, shit cut off? Like, what? Why am I watching this? I like this kid.
I clenched my hands into fists, taking a sharp breath. Was this really fucking happening? Was I gonna just watch as this guy got mutilated as a small crowd of people watched in
you couldn't
glee?
really call the cops. Like, what are you supposed
I
to tell
felt
them?
like throwing up. A feeling that only worsened when the woman nodded and turned to the man, grabbing his limp hand and carefully slicing off one of his fingers. Blood spurted from the wound and the man moaned in pain, but he couldn't fight back. Breathing heavily, I hovered my cursor over the X, planning on getting the fuck out of there, but I didn't.
I mean,
The
it's too late,
woman
bro.
looked
They got your IP
unimpressed,
address. Like,
as if she thought the people in the chat could do better. Another person called for a slice up the man's arm, and she complied.
like,
He was bleeding heavily now, clearly in deep pain, but these people were fucking sick. They were cheering her on from chat, suggesting new and painful tortures for her to inflict. Eventually, I stopped breathing
I know that there's
heavily.
like a fetish, like
I stopped
people like
feeling
doing like
sick.
not as extreme shit, but
It
like
was
what?
starting to grow on me. By the end, the man was on the ground, covered in blood and breathing heavily.
It started to grow on him.
I watched this for around half a minute. The people in chat were starting to die down. They'd inflicted enough pain. They had their fun. It seemed like things were wrapping up. Funny, I thought, how it was over just when I was getting into it.
Bro.
I smirked.
There's something wrong with him.
This was exciting. This was better than any game I could play. Much better than any fucking class I could attend. Better than sitting with a group of fucking nobodies pretending like I cared for a goddamn second about them. This was the world I wanted to see. This was darkness. This was the underbelly. This was reality. Fucking end him. Slit the throat. I typed in chat for the first time. She nodded for one last time, bringing the man to his feet before slowly...
Okay, hold on. Pause. So, he just admitted to being an accessory to murder? Like, you just killed this man.
Dragging her blade across his throat, sending more of his blood spurting out. Once it was done, she dropped him, and he fell to the ground limp. He was dead. The people in chat started complimenting the torturer, talking about how it had been another good time, starting to set a date for the next showing. On screen, the woman left the room, leaving the corpse behind. Of course, I hastily wrote down the date for the next showing. This was going to be a part of my life now.
I mean, yeah,
I was going to be
a
part of something bigger. I was going to command these people's deaths. What a rush. So, yeah, I still love the deep web. I'm in college now, and now I'm even more immersed in the deep web.
I would hate to be his roommate.
I've seen some shit people would freak out just knowing exists. I fucked around every sick porn site known to man. I've finally broken the monotony of life. Inspirational, right? How one high schooler defies the boredom inherent in his life by discovering his true passion.
His true passion?
The deep
for like
web.
Watching people torture like other people? And then like, where do they find these people to like what? I mean, I don't want to know these answers to these questions I have. I really don't. But like what? Like where do you find these people?
I've been watching a YouTube series about deep web exploration. I won't name the series or the channel it belongs to. I mean, I'm not getting paid for advertisements. Anyway, I looked up a video on how to access said deep web. I did it fast and dirty. Not much research on what not to do. Big mistake. Let me tell you right now, using Windows on the deep web is a bad idea. That much I did know.
People get Windows such a bad.
Since it's the most prominent OS. I know you can boot up a live USB on a Linux clone OS. I mean, a simple Google search can tell you how to do that. It's not as difficult as it sounds. But I figured if my laptop gets hacked, I'm screwed. I can't exactly afford to just buy a new one right now. So I thought I'd be smart and use my Android tablet. What a genius, right?
It's easier to throw out the window.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. So a few VPN apps later and I'm surfing the deep web, looking around like a little kid in an adult store. I have no clue what any of it means, but I'm interested in it all. I'm aware you can find a lot of snuff in pedo rings, so I treaded carefully. Unfortunately, I stumbled upon one of the two. I'm not going to say which, but it made me sick to my stomach and I nearly quit then and there.
I'm gonna say
in fact,
we found a pedo ring.
I did, for a few minutes. I chalked it up to bad luck and resolved to be more careful. I'm not into that shit, not by a long shot.
Yeah,
I'm not some deviant with fetishes for snuff or kids.
Told you. I knew it.
Man. That image will probably be burned into my brain for the rest of my miserable life. Anyway, I'm browsing for a few hours and it's after 3 a.m. I've heard it's better to use the deep web at night.
I mean,
less traffic that way. I found a few interesting sites. There's tons of religious stuff on there. You'd be surprised how often you find Satanists. Or at least people who claim to be Satanists.
What did I tell you?
Most of the time, it's likely to be
Not
some
today,
edgy
Satan.
teenagers rebelling against their religious families. I won't get into my religious views, don't worry. It even has several of its own social networks and email services. No, thank you. You're begging to be stalked by some creep if you use one of those. Or better yet, get scammed by a catfish or honeypot. There are loads of conspiracy blogs as well. Both interesting and hilarious. Everything from Justin Bieber is secretly a reptilian member of the Illuminati to leaked files on human experimentation.
Oh, God.
There was even a guy who claimed to have stumbled across interdimensional travel via falling into an actual rabbit hole. as in a literal physical hole in the ground made by a rabbit. I'd say you can't make this stuff up, but clearly you can.
What?
I was serious about the human experimentation, by the way. You're going to want to avoid that kind of stuff. If you had any faith in humanity, you'd lose it in a heartbeat.
What?
My God, I mean, I hope that stuff wasn't legit. Gun shops, drug shops, celebrity nudes, pirated movies, hackers for hire, hitmen, virus programmers, script kiddies, stolen credit cards, you name
What's
it.
a script kiddie?
There was one site that sold stolen U.S. currency that was supposed to be marked for shredding due to age or poor condition. Seems like they got a lot of business too. No wonder the economy is in the toilet. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of legitimate stuff on there too. I visited the site of a really smart dude who was creating his own custom operating system. Even had games and stuff on it. There was funny things too. A mock cult made for people named Dan was among my favorites. The people that weren't maniacs seemed to be open-minded, if a little paranoid. Then I came across a site that supposedly gives you access to the webcams of people's personal laptops. I was curious. I shouldn't have been, I know. I'm not expecting to see some cam girls here.
Bro,
just some slack job.
Chill. What? Chill. That is so, like, that is so scary. Like, I mean, I knew that was a thing, that there's, like, ways to, like, hack into people's, like, webcams, but bro, chill. That's scary. Like, I will throw all my laptops out the window right fucking now. What? Like,
people staring blankly at their screens while watching Let's Plays or some shit. And that's exactly what I saw. Neckbeards, teenagers, old men looking confused, the works. Here's me laughing at unsuspecting people. Then I saw myself. Ha ha, very funny, I thought sarcastically. It's tapping into my camera and trying to give me a good scare. It almost did at first. Even so, I logged off.
Oh my god.
I kind of realized how bad what I was doing was.
No.
Not to mention how illegal it was.
No. Duh. Like,
I went back to the clear web and watched some Netflix. Soon enough, I had all but forgotten about my deep web exploits. Then my Skype starts ringing.
bruh.
Another Skype number is calling me. I think maybe it's one of my friends trying it out. After all, I have been pestering one of them for a while to get on Skype so we can chat while playing games on Steam. So
oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I can't watch like, this is getting way too real. Like, I cannot watch this. That's why I can't. Oh my gosh.
At first there was silence. Then I heard a voice.
Please be his
man's
friend.
voice. He sounded like he was an older guy, 50 plus. Looking good, he said. Without a second's hesitation, I hung up, deleted every deep web related app on my tablet, shut down and restarted my router.
No.
I have no fucking clue how that guy got my Skype number. And to be quite honest, I don't want to know.
Oh my god.
All I know is, if you're going to use the deep web, I beg of you, for your own safety, do more research than I did. Talk to someone who has experience in setting up a proper VPN or some other kind of anonymity. You're sure as hell not going to find it on fucking Google Play.
Duh. Yo, what the fuck? Like, oh my gosh. This is why I don't do stuff like this. Why did I watch this? That is so scary. Like, oh my gosh. Like, webcam who? I'm about to break that now. Like, right now. Sure. Wow. See, this is why I don't do dumb shit. Like, I stay my happy little self on Google and Netflix and YouTube and, like, all the normal websites. Like, never ever will I ever do some crazy shit like that. Like I said before, not today, Satan, not tomorrow, not the next day, not this month, next year, or anytime ever. Like, I'm not with that bullshit. So you can miss me with it. You can miss me with it, because I'm not with it. That's crazy. Like, why would you? I mean, I understand you're curious, but why would you do this to yourself. Like, the internet's already scary. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, bro, I'm actually crying. That shit is so fucking scary. Oh my god. Oh shit. I'm about to go watch some Netflix right now. Something. Like, this is OD. Too much for my life. But anyways, if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.